to receive it.
One of the questions I really wanted to ask you about today was, what do you think about like the phrase that I hear so often, that people say what they really mean when they're angry.
I agree with that 1,000,000%.
Let me hear that. Sometimes I go back and forth. I juggle in my mind about that because I'm like, well, sometimes people might just be so angry that their intention is just to hurt the other person.
It is a lot of times so it's not a conscious thing you think about, like I'm about to say these
I'm
certain
ready.
words
I'm
right
ready.
here because I know it's about to hurt them and I'm about to win this argument right here.
Mm-hmm.
But what you will tend to do is you will put this, a shield or a guard up, if you will, and you're going to express your truth in whatever light that you're going to express your truth. You're not going to think about the words that you say and how you say them to the person. You're not going to think about the tone of voice that you say it. Typically, you're going to probably be screaming, or there's going to be some type of an aggressive voice, especially if you're arguing, especially with a spouse or a mate. You're definitely going to do that. So even in that time of you try to communicate to that person, you scream, yell, and then you will, what you would not typically say because you're thinking about it and you're thinking about the person's feelings. When you're angry, you don't. Most people won't. Most people don't, because usually both people are going back and speaking their truths. So it's like, this was a truth that I wouldn't have told you because I know this was going to hurt your feelings. But right now,
It's coming
I'll
out.
tell you, it's on and popping. I'm going to say it. I hate your cooking anyway. I never really liked your cooking. No, no way. Now, the Brussels sprouts you made last night was terrible. I told
Nothing.
you it was
Yeah.
good, but they were nasty. Now you say that like, and then it's like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Now, this is your truth.
Mm-hmm.
Now, under normal circumstances, you wouldn't have ever said that to them because you know how it would make them feel.
Mm-hmm.
You might tell them, hey, man, when you make Brussels sprouts, normally you would say, hey, why don't you try doing olive oil or adding this to it or adding that maybe. They wasn't really
Let's try a different recipe.
different recipe, or if it's a recipe or something that they just make all the time
Yeah.
that you just don't like, you ain't about to, and it's their favorite dish. You're not going to just be like, man, your favorite dish is nasty as all get out. Oh my God, it's terrible.
Ooh.
I hate that. But you love the person, you care about the person, and you want to protect their feelings. So 9 times out of 10, you're going to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're arguing,
Mm-hmm.
all no holds barred.
Yeah.
It's a free fall. You gotta say what you gotta say in the time frame that you're allowed. Because most people, honestly, and most people probably won't admit to this, especially men. I can only speak from a standpoint of a male because I am one. Most men argue to win the argument. They're not arguing to come to a resolution. So in their anger, as they're arguing, if it gets to that point, it's for them to win. And it's for them to win the argument and for you to see their point of view from their point of view. That's why they are arguing with you, defending their point.